face in your life, the challenges that become your way, that seem exceedingly great and almost as if you can't overcome them, yeah, identify them, speak against them, take the authority over them, and defeat them in the name of Jesus. Whoever that is for, you hold on to that. We meet David in 1 Samuel chapter 18. In 1 Samuel chapter 18, in verse 6, beginning in verse 6, we see a very interesting thing has come up. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets of joy and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul hath slain his thousands and David his tens of thousands. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David tens of thousands, but they've ascribed unto me but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? And Saul eyed David from that day forward. Saul responded in jealousy to something that was happening. God was working in David. God had just wrought a great victory at his hand. And the people were singing and rejoicing and recognizing what David had done. And in their minds, lifted him up above Saul. And Saul looked at that. And Saul didn't like that. And right there, things would begin to change between Saul and David. The Bible says, look in verse 10, it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house, and David played with his hands as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall. And David avoided out of his presence twice. Here is a young man who had just wrought a great victory, and Saul is now jealous. And he's now prepared to kill David out of his jealousy. When the enemy comes at you, he's not coming to play. He's not coming to play tickle. He's not coming to say kuchiku. He is serious. When David confronted Goliath on the battlefield, Goliath wasn't playing. Goliath was deadly serious with the threats he had made. But David was equally serious. He was not playing with this giant. And he dealt with him and he killed him dead. Saul wants to kill David. When the enemy is after you, he's not going to play with you. And you can't play with him. You got to be serious just as the enemy is serious. And you got to deal with it. You got to not back down like David did not back down. But he used the weapon that he had and the thing that he knew. Find what it is that works for you, that you know, I know this and I can use this. This is what is going to lift my spirit. This is what is going to cause me to gain the victory over the enemy. Wield the weapon. Rest it on him. Saul was intent on killing David. This is the young man that he brought into his own house. No, he was jealous of David. And an evil spirit, the Bible says, from the Lord came. God allowed this to happen to Saul because of where Saul was going. He allowed it. And now Saul is intent on killing the young man, David. Verse 12, and Saul was afraid of David. You read that? Is that what is written in the word of God there? Right? And Saul was afraid of David because what? The Lord was with him and was departed from Saul. Amen. Saul is being replaced. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000, and he went out and came in before the people. He demoted him. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Wherefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him. But all Israel and Judah loved David because he went out and came in before them. They loved him. David behaved himself what? Foolishly? No. He behaved himself wisely. Saul attacked him. Saul took away the responsibility he had. He took away his office and position, demoted him, and still David behaved himself wisely. The people still loved David. All through the land, they loved him. They loved him. I would want to expect that added fuel to the fire in Saul's breast. The people are loving him. If he was jealous because they say that David killed 10,000 and Saul killed thousands, if that made him jealous, this would have just added fuel to that fire. And Saul was dead set against his young man. He didn't want him. He wanted to deal with him. Come across with me in 1 Samuel chapter 19. We're going to pick up reading from about verse 11.